Hey everybody. All right. Get everything going here. I hope everybody's having a good night. I'm actually doing a late night stream, which is a little bit unusual. I can learn how to spell. Hope everybody's doing good. Right, so I've actually had a lot of people ask me how I was able to do. I used to have a base at this location. It was just a boat dock, and I'm in the process of rebuilding said boat dock. And we're going to start off with our half sunken ship. We're going to put it right in there. So this ought to be really, really fun. I've had a lot of people ask me how I do the half tilts and things like that. So just thought I would show that off. Maybe it'll help somebody. Maybe somebody will find it useful. If not, it's okay. I'm going to be building, so I might as well stream. Now, the first thing you always want to do, you've got your sandbar right here, and you've got your channel right there. So you want to find out which way. Now, I always like to line the boat up kind of. You see there, I'm using the bottom of the bar kind of as my ruler. And where that little dip pops up right there, that's what I'm going to use as my center point. So what I want to do, of course, this is going to be an old wooden ship. But as if anybody that's ever watched any of my streams or built with me before knows, I start in metal. It has the cleanest edges, it's the easiest to work with. I'm going to grab me a stack of those. And we're also going to need a stack of ceilings. And need some walls, some pillars, some metal fence foundation. And we're going to go ahead and grab us a, we grab a hover skiff. Now let's go ahead and grab a hover skiff too. Why not? And there are two ways to do this technique. You can do it with a boat. You can also do it with a hover skiff. But since I want to go from land into water, I'm going to use the hover skiff. That little bad boy right there. Grab us one of those. But let's get my platform built first. We'll get the platform built first, and then we'll pop the hover skiff out. Like I said, we're going to use that little divot right there. Yep, right there. That little divot right there. That's going to be our middle point. That's what we're going to go with. First thing, of course, we want to do, we want to go ahead and get those down here. Now let's go ahead and grab the rest of the supplies while I'm in here. And what we're going to be doing is we're building our platform for our hover skiff so that we can use that to turn our foundation at a 90-degree angle so that it's facing sideways. Not the normal facing up, it's facing sideways. And this is always just a little fun thing to do. The first thing you want to do, of course, is that to get, like I said, we're going to use that divot. Make sure I'm lined up here. I want to try and get lined up with this little beach area right about in here. Good deal. All right, and then we can go down from there. And make sure I get close enough. I want this middle part to be right about there. Further enough out. I don't think I got it high enough there. So, not a problem. Deep down this thing. That's okay, because I've already got it lined up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my ruler up with the edge of that, like that right there. Go ahead and pop these out. If I can get it high enough to get it out of the water. There we go. Did you just want it right about there? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and here. Now we want to. Can I go out one more? Not a problem. We know that's our middle point, so we're good. I'm gonna have to move this line right here back. Like I said, I always build my structures and stuff out of metal because it's a lot easier to line stuff up. You can always go back once you've built stuff out of metal, and then you can go back and change it to whatever you want it to be. That's not a problem. It doesn't always, you don't always have to start with your final material. What I'm doing right now is I'm actually building a platform for the hover skiff to sit on. The reason I'm doing that is it'll be level, and you definitely want it level whenever you're trying to do this technique. Alright, so now that we've got that about where we want it, yeah, actually, we might have to move that over because I want the ship to be in the middle of this channel right here. But I don't want it to be like in the deep part because I still want to be able to build ships. So like right in through here is where I want the ship. Like they were trying to go through the canal and they scuttled it. Or ran it aground, depending on your terminology. I think they scuttled it. It's kind of like the Queen Anne's Revenge. They scuttled the ship on purpose to keep, or the pirates did, to keep anybody else from getting it. Pretty smart, if you ask me. All right, so the middle of our ship, the deck of it is going to be. We need to go one more over, so let's grab us some stairs. Up one. And during this build, if you're watching and you have questions on how or why I'm doing something, please definitely ask. I will answer any questions about this build that you might have. I'm not the world's best builder, but I do like trying to pull off stuff that, looks impossible, but it's not. Right. Is that about where we want the middle of the ship? That looks pretty good right there. That's where the deck will be. Let's go out one more. Yeah, I think that'll look a lot better. And that's very important where you want the deck of your ship to be because that's going to depict where your sideways turned foundation is going to be. You got to make sure you know that. See, I know that the bottom of my ship is going to come about where these stairs are. So, I'm going to get rid of that set of stairs. And the reason I'm doing it that way is so that part of the hull is going to be down into the ground. So the ship's actually going to be turned sideways, laying in the water. So if that's where, if that right there is where it be, so I don't need all of these. And if you ever come, like I said, this is just a temporary platform, so it doesn't have to be, solid foundation. As long as the hovercraft can land flat. That's all we're really worried about. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to build these up this way. Just so I have them done. And then we can get our hover skiff. Like I said, this can be done with a boat. Not a problem. Only reason I didn't do it with a boat is because I want the boat, the top of it facing that way. And it's just easier to put a foundation from this direction facing that way. So let's go ahead and get this in. I need my hover skiff now. And we can start building the structure on the hover skiff that allows us to do the 90-degree turn of foundation. Also might have spelled correctly. Right, so we have our hover skiff. Good deal. Come on. had a little bit of lag there. That's okay. Now, I do play on the Atricia server. That's the one I'm building on right now. It's a 50x PvE server. Wonderful admin community, wonderful moderators. It's just a great group of people. They have a very large cluster. They have their own Discord. So definitely, if you ever want to check it out, just type in ATTR and you're looking for PvE, regular, not password protected. You can pull up all of their maps. All their maps have community centers with all the rules, regulations. Very nice. All right, let me see here. Okay. Oh, we're gonna need some elements, so I'll go ahead and get some of that making while I'm building the structure. All right, now the first thing you want to do, of course, is we're gonna drive it. It's not gonna do anything at the moment. We're gonna take and see if I can get this foundation in place. Go. If I can get the column in without being able to activate it. So there we go. I have to wait till I get my element put in. They do have stack mods, other things like that installed to help out. You can see when I started crafting, I mean, I can make huge stacks. We'll pop our element in. All right. Definitely pop this in. There we go. Make sure it's even. No, that's not even. That's definitely not. Just a little bit. Okay, that's pretty even. I'm good with that. All right. It landed here. Come on. So I use a joypad instead of a regular controller, so sometimes mine's a little bit sensitive. All right. So what we're gonna do is we've got our foundation in. We're gonna go ahead and just pop 2 columns in there. Come around to this side right here. If I can get it to go like it's supposed to. What I want to do is try and get that right across there as we can. I have to put me a ladder here to see if I can get it going like I want it to go in. Because you want it to be as straight as possible because however you build this structure is going to set the whole tone for for flipping your foundation. And if it's a little bit off, then the whole thing's going to be off. we go. And sometimes it is a hassle to get these put in correctly. Then I have to line myself back up with it. So, it looks great. A little bit. Come on, line up. Go. And we want to put it right in the middle or wherever it decides to go. There we go. So that's what you're trying to go for. So once you get that fence foundation in, and you only need 2 high. This top one I didn't need. I just put it up there to help line it up. We can take it back out because we don't need it. So that's what you're going for right there. Right, and then we can take this out. Now the whole reason we did that was, of course, this is foundation's where it's supposed to be, right? Column, column, they're where they're supposed to be. Putting the railing on the side and putting this pillar in now gives us a 90-degree snap point. So that's what we're after, is that 90-degree snap point. And the whole reason for that, so that we can go back, whoop, not there, not there, up, up, down, over, left, right, left, A, B, start. All right, so now we take our triangles, and voila. That now gives us, now we have a triangle at 90 degrees. We use a triangle because it actually has more support than the square one, so that's why you want the triangle. And then we're going to take these ceilings, or not ceiling, but walls, pop 3 of them out that way. Oops. You gonna let me do it? Good. I mean, I can do it with 2, so we'll do it with 2. All right. Now, if you remember this wall that we built right here, and there we go. I forgot to put the one on the wall. So you've got your square foundation, 2 columns. You put your fence foundation on it, 90 degree your column. Put a triangle foundation down, then wall, wall, wall. That's the easy part. Now, wherever you want your top of your foundation to be, that's where your walls. That's why we put them there. So now we've got to line all of this up. And hopefully the server does not get mad, but I need daylight. Like I said, Atricia is a great set of servers to play on. I've been playing on them for years. Alright. So we got daylight. I said, don't forget to leave a like, tell your friends, family, gerbils, cats, dogs. Just don't tell raptors. They do not play well. Alright, but now we're gonna line this thing up. Oh, and remember the controls here. Again, you can do this visually on this. Just make sure you kind of get it all even. A little too far back. There we go. Now, unless you're trying to put it in a specific place, as long as we can get it kind of lined up, that's why I picked this spot, is it's not a perfectly shaped spot, so we have room to do a few things a little different. Right, I think we're going to try right there first. Now, you want to leave the ship hovering at this point. The reason is those snap points are now fighting for each other. So, we put it, whenever it comes back up, I have to move it over just a little bit. What you want is the snap point for the wall and the snap point for the two walls to be fighting for each other. Because when you do that, then you get that flickering, and that flickering is what you're going to use to get it where you want it. There, it should be right about there. Because see, whenever it comes up, they're going to be touching. That's what you want. Because then the ceiling's going to try and snap to both of them. In here, there we go. And you can do it on the end, or you can do it up at the front. Doesn't really matter. As long as they're fighting for position, that's what you're looking for. And there you go. As you can see, the ceiling is snapped to the horizontal walls as far as direction, but the actual snap point is the vertical walls. So now that ceiling looks just like the walls. And that's what we was going for right there. And you can always tell if you get it right. If you put the ceiling in and it's not moving with the ship, then it's on the right snap point. And that's what you want. And now, we can take our ship and move it. And move it over here out of the way. Get it to land so I don't have to listen to it. Now we have a ceiling at a 90-degree angle. So we've successfully transferred the 90-degree foundation to the ground, well, to the ground snap point. Now we've actually got to get this is the hard part, because now you've got to get an actual ceiling in, or a snap point in, if I can get this. Tell you what, we're going to pop that there, so that we can pick this foundation up. Yeah. Now we've got to get it transferred to the ground. That's easier said than done. Sometimes. But it is a little bit high. May have to move our ship back up there to offer support. See if that gets it. Because sometimes you'll get it where you want it. There we go. Whoops. Okay. I'll just fall down. Hey, Bob. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it says trying to do an art tutorial on the how to build a boat sideways in the water. All right, so now we've got it. As you can see, these ceilings right here are snapped to this, but they're using the geometry of the structure we built on the boat on the hover skiff. So now we're gonna get this out of the way. And like I said, you can do this with a wooden raft. You can do this with a motorboat. It just depends on the area you're going to be doing. If you're going from water to land, use a boat. If you're trying to go from land to water, I use the hover skiff. And if it's land to land, I use the hover skiff. Just the main thing is always make sure you build a foundation for the hover skiff to be on so that it's level. All right, so now we've got our sealant here, but we're not in right now. If I destroyed that hover skiff, this whole structure right here would fall. Because it's using the foundation support from the hover skiff to be where it's at. So what we've got to do, we're going to throw. At this point, I may have to move this right here back just a little bit. Yes, I think we may have to move this back some more. I always hate when I get in these situations where I've got get everything right up beside it. And it's all because, and the higher you go up with it, the harder it gets to, like trying to go up and then come down. Go. There you go. All right. That's what we was going for. As you can see, now we have our 90-degree foundation. And this works for if you're building, water wheels. Like me, I'm going to use it just to build a half-sunken pirate ship. But I've built water wheels using this technique. I've built Ferris wheels, uh, built an upside-down carousel. So there's no limit to it. I even built half a half dome that was not touching anything. But once you get that foundation in the ground, you can pick up everything. So all of that was just to get that one foundation in the ground, but it's worth it. All right, we can go ahead and pick this up. Main thing is when you're picking stuff up, take your time and don't accidentally pick up the very thing that you spent all that time trying to get in the ground. Or don't do like I did one time and red gun everything. But we don't need that. I think the worst thing I ever done is I went to get some down. I was about half asleep. Thought I'd red gun it. I had more boats than those two. I had like an entire Navy fleet built. Accidentally red gunned about 4 of them. So be careful. All right, so now we have our 90-degree foundation, and that's going to be the bottom of the hull of the boat. So we can start putting all of those in. Now, like I said, that one right there is our middle one. So I'm just going to mark that. That way I know which one it is. Because I know how big of a ship this is. I've built it so many times, it's ridiculous. All right, there we go. Of course, another ship has got your bottom deck. That and this is I'm just building this for get it built, so it's not actually going to be to scale. So sorry, anyone that thought I was going to build a full size. I mean, it's going to be big, but it's not going to be like my full size mountaintop pirate ship that I built on top of a mountain, which was hilarious. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to go here. I'm going to take this wall right here out. And we're going to go ahead and get our two. We're not going to be building this out of metal, so let's go ahead and start switching it up here. I need those, that. I need some of those, a couple of these. I need 47,000 of those. And one, no, I'm kidding. I don't need that much. I do need wood foundations though. I'm gonna need those. Like I said, I always start in metal just so I can get everything lined up because it's easier to see. And then you can change it out to whatever you want after that. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to know how I'm doing something or even why I'm doing something, feel free to ask. I do not mind answering questions. I don't know everything. I know probably 5% of what's actually out there, but if I know it, I will answer it. And if I don't know it, well, we might learn it together. All right, so we'll go ahead and get some of these switched out. Like I said, if I build in metal and then I go back later and change them out, whatever I want it to be. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that. Oops. Did I put them on? Yeah, I did. All right. Now, this part of the ship is going to be covered up. As far as the wall, you're only going to see like that inside spot if you actually can get down in here. So the reason I say that is because whenever you're building a pirate ship or any kind of wooden ship in art, if you place that wall and then hit triangle and flip it, like this is going to be the outside, that looks a lot cleaner than that right there. I mean, maybe if you was building, like this an old rustic, rustic version, it might be better. But for this build, we're just going to use it that way. Now we're going to go ahead and pop that way because this section right here is going to be our very bottom deck, and then this will be the middle deck. So reason we're doing that is we can come back here like that. And it just gives it a nice cleaner look. Now, if you wanted to, you could bring it all the way out and have it go down, but I think that there is going to be okay just for the looks. Like that right there. Right, and then this deck will be here. And this right here is going to be the outside of the ship, so we're going to flip that one. Like that right there. So if you're looking at the ship, you can see you got your very bottom, then you've got your next deck, and it's going to have gunners in it, or would have had gunners in it if the ship hadn't sunk. It'll be like that right there. But it's not too bad. This right here is going to be the main top of it once we get done. But the joy of doing this is you only have to build half a ship because the other half's stuck in the sand. Like I said, another thing you could do if you wanted to get a little bit more creative, it just depends on how you want it to look. We could actually get rid of that wall like that. Right? And we put a ceiling here. And then you'd go like that. And then bring your hole down even if you didn't want the blocks to show. But I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. I like that look. See here. We'll just run some out across here. So see, yeah, it actually looks like the ship's on its side. That's actually pretty cool. And of course, turn all these to blocks just to fill it in. And blocks, if you've ever noticed, especially with wood, the block wood foundations look a little bit cleaner than the the default look. Kind of butts them right up against each other. It looks a little bit cleaner that way. Uh, okay. But we're not going to build that section because I want to keep my middle so that I know which one it is. If we do that and then go here, and that'll just go straight down in the sand. So that looks pretty good. I like that. And then again, you just have to decide how big of a, whenever you're doing your build. Now, I will do some builds every once in a while where I'll just start building and just go ham on it. It's completely random. But then other times I actually have an actual plan. If you're going to plan it out, make sure you try to think of the little details that you want to have in it once you get done. Otherwise, you may wind up having to destroy a lot of stuff just to put in a fixture or a bathroom or something. Because I have done that many a time. Oops. Go. We'll go ahead and flippy these. There we go. That's not right. There it is. Oh, good grief. Come on. Go where I say, not what I want. There we go. Now, that does not look bad at all. That does not look bad. But I think since this is supposed to be a scuttled one, I'm gonna go there and move this up to here like that. Give it a little bit more depth and body into it. Yeah, see, now that looks better. That looks better. Me like, me like. See, it still gives you room that you can get it done in it and explore it and have a little fun if you wanted to. I think the galley would be right in here. Um, maybe hooked up on a, yeah, it's a server save. which Atricia does back up their servers quite often. So the most you're going to lose is probably about 15 minutes. It's something really, really heinous. I mean, on their end. Now, Nitrado, which is who they use to host, you've ever dealt with Nitrado, you know, it is what it is. Give me just a second here. Let me check something. There we go. Sorry about that. I was having to answer a question. I said I do not mind answering questions. If you have questions, concerns, comments, feel free to throw them at me. And luckily, since these foundations are turned at 90-degree angles, that way, normally a foundation offers support upward. So like if you build a huge area with foundations, and then as long as you have one wall connected to that foundation, you can put ceilings across that whole area without support. Well, since we turned the foundations 90-degree angles, it's acting the other way. So it's actually offering support this way. So like these ceilings, they're technically getting support from here because this is the floor right there, and that's the ceiling. And the game doesn't know any difference because it still thinks all of this is turned correctly when it's not. Right, so we've got our galley there. That's good. So that was what, 3? Okay, so we want to go 3 in the other direction. This is the center, going to be the center of the ship itself. Like I said, luckily we don't have to build a full interior. We just have to kind of make it presentable, and that's what we're doing. Whoops, got to flip that with the triangle. Okay, so we got that covered. So let's see here. Yeah, I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 4 on the other side. 2. And 3 and 4. That'll work. Good deal. Yep, I like that. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so now we go ahead and let's finish up the rear back here. Oh, that's the wrong one. Want those right there. That level. That looks off, don't it? Yeah, it's because the wall was making it off just a little bit. That's because we flipped those walls, so that of course changes your snap point. So there we go. And trust me, the first time I ever built one of these, my brain kept trying to. I would catch myself, and I'm trying not to do it, but I would catch myself with my head tilted to the side because your brain's telling you that that's the top. So you should be looking down, but it's flipped 90 degrees. So if you're not careful, you'll wind up tilting your head. Or at least I did, and I thought that was hilarious. All right, so that's our galley. That would give us our hallway. So now we want to do, is it 2? 1, 2. Pop that up there. And put those in the wrong place. Right, and now we're going to start building the rear of the ship. So we can go ahead and get rid of all of these. Good deal. Because we don't want a huge monstrosity of a ship here, because I still got to build a teleport pad right there, but I'm going to do it out of Adobe. I was thinking about doing some more wreck ships around here. But from here, we're going to do triangles. Go ahead and put this in. We're going to pop in some triangles. That way we can start building, kind of curving the back of the ship. We don't want it to be like, super rounded. We'll grab some of those. We'll grab those. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a stack of stairs while I'm in here. The stairs are always good to use for roofs when you turn them to a ramp. They can fit in so many ways. All right, so I'm going to pop that in right there. Then pop that in, and then we'll just bring this line straight on down here. There we go. Got that filled in nicely. And then let's grab some of the, what are they called? Triangle slope roofs. The wooden variety. We're just going to add those to our bar right there. And we're going to go ahead and grab those triangle roofs while we're at it. Pop those in on our bar. All right, so now let's put our bevel in. Easy peasy. And that triangle foundation being there looks like a rudder. So it actually acts like looks like a little rudder. So it fits in perfectly. We're just going to put these in and flip them. Like that. And we can finish it. Whoa. I can't remember. I've got those flipped on the wrong side. Pop those in. And we want these to come out like that, because you want them to be off of the, you want them to be attached to the ceiling, not the wall, because remember the wall we flipped, so it moved that sap point inward. Well, if you do that all the way around, all of a sudden you've got a major overlap. We don't want that. We do not want no overlap. See how it's trying to overlap there? Let's pull that down. There we go. Then when we put that one in, it'll go in correctly. Good deal. Good deal. So it's not too big. Not too big. I mean, technically, we could have went smaller if we wanted to, but this is supposed to be a galley, which, if you've ever seen one in real life, they are freaking huge. Let's see. Let's get our 3 on this side. Good. That. Good deal. I hope everybody's enjoying the stream so far. Like I said, if you have any questions, concerns, feel free to ask. I do not mind answering questions. I have helped a ton of people with their builds. I've even done a few builds for people. We can pop that. There we go. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's what I thought. You see this crack right here? That's where it tried to snap to the wall. See how that, see, whenever we flip that wall down, that changes that snap point. So I didn't catch it. 3 of them. Yeah. Of course, we're just hitting R2 to cycle through till we find the one we want. This would be pretty easy. It's not like some other builds where you may have 10 snap points in one location. That's a lot easier. Right, we'll put our triangles in. The hardest part about this build, like I said, is getting the hovercraft structure built and getting all that lined up. That's going to be your hardest part. But once you get that, it's easy peasy. So I'm going to put a couple of windows in here. So a lot of times you just have to move around to get, especially if you put walls in while you're going, then you have to be careful with it. But now if you put ceilings and walls in, it's going to give you multiple snap points. But now if you wait, and like if I was building this ship upright, I would have done all of my walls first, then went back and painstakingly put all the ceilings and stuff in. There we go. I'm going to just pop one wall in right here for no reason at the moment because I'm just building the hull. I mean, we can go back later on and add all of the, like try to flesh it out on the inside. I'm just doing this so that everything stays lined up. I didn't flip this wall so it has a normal snap point. Then I just pick that wall back up. So, right, now we want to go ahead and start putting, we'll pop a doorway in. But no, don't really need to. That, and we're going to grab some wooden slanted pieces. And this is so that we can start getting our stairs in. Because it's mostly just going to be a hollow structure. Like I said, we can go back later and swim inside and finish it out, whatever you want to do it. Oh, I need the other slope. There we go. Pop that in. That. And the first time I did this, it freaked me out because I didn't realize I could do it until you actually do it and put your stairs sideways. So since we have the foundation set on the 90-degree angle, everything snaps at 90 degrees. So that's just epic. Right, and is that the right thing? That is not the right thing. Yes, it is. Is this it? This is it. There we go. Let's make sure I get it snapped on the right one so that they line up and stay level. That way we can start getting railings in, and you can see the ship's starting to come together. But it actually looks like a sunken pirate ship. Come on. So maybe a little bit difficult. There we go. Had to get in the right position. Then we add our railing. I forgot to put the railing. Might as well put those on our bar. There we go. And so now it's starting to flesh itself out there. And the good thing is, because I flipped all of these walls, whenever you paint this side of the wood shows up paint a lot better than the other side of the wood. That's one reason that, and I wanted it to look more finished. We can go through here. You can still, of course, like I said, we're on the walls here, so it's going to slide you around. It also makes a great trap for somebody. If you ever want to trap somebody and you build 90 degrees, all they do is sit there and slide. They can't get out of it. For some reason, these are not wanting to in. We land. Now let's see if it'll take it. No, I may have desynced here, so see if I can put something. Yeah, I am desynced. No worries, it happens. Part of gaming. There is a way to fix that. Go right over here to the combat mode. It'll let me open the door. If you ever desync, of course, you know, you can log in, log out. That's not gonna let me in. Right, so let me just log out and log back in real quick. That does happen. Part of the nature of games. Dun, dun, dun. And usually if that happens, you can just, if you have a bunk bed available, you can just go to the bunk bed, fast travel straight to it, like put two beds beside each other. Travel from one to the other, pick your stuff back up, you're fine. I forgot to open the door to the boat, so oops. There we go. You type in just ATTR. There's a Tricia. Now, like I said, they have a ton of maps. So they've got Ragnarok, Gen 2, Lost Isle, Fjord, Genesis for boss fights. They've got the island for boss fights to help people get their levels. We've also got Valkyro, Aberration to help get levels. Crystal Isles in the center. So they're all really good. Of course, we're going right back to Ragnarok. Let's see. Plugged in here today, sometime. All right, there we go. Just a second here. Have to do some nefarious activity work. There we go. Oh, and if you caught my last two live streams, these are the two boats we built. This is the blue tsunami, and this is just the green combat boat. They're over here on Atricia on the Ragnarok server. Anybody's welcome to check them out. All right, so let's get our railings put in now. So that's pretty much got the back part of the ship done. So we're good there. So now we're going to go ahead and finish up the front here. Let me think. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That. Good straight. Excuse me, just a second. There we go. And the couple. And one thing, of course, we use this one right here as the center. So let's see. One. While we're here, let's go ahead and take this out and this one out. Yeah, those out, and we're going to pop in where's the middle one? And this. Nope. Nope. Maybe I should have added an I in there. But first, okay, how about GIA? Oh, spell the word correctly. I would have never sunk it. Yep, there they are right there. Giant reinforced trap door and metal hatch frames. And we're going to put in, if I can get it fitting correctly. That's the thing. I don't know if I can go down low enough. Yeah, it won't go down low enough for me to do it. So that's okay. You might have to do a nefarious activity and go a little bit deeper in the sand than we're supposed to. We can put two of them in and make them look like the loading doors. One across here. That looks decent. I like that. I like it. Exactly where did we put in the that it? Yeah, that was it. Okay, so we need this one right here. Really? Why you gotta be like that? There we go. All right, so we want it right here. What I'm doing is I'm going to put in the first mast for the ship. Little known fact, if you've ever watched Pirates of the Caribbean, The Black Pearl, the very first one, I saw it in theaters. Or no, not the first one. Was it the first one? Yeah, it was the first one. And the end credit scene when Barbossa comes down the steps, and he takes a bite out of the apple. Well, in the DVD, VHS, all the other versions, he goes, "Where's my ship?" In the theaters, he said, "Where's my boat?" And they, believe it or not, people got mad about that because a captain would never call a galleon or a galleon, a buccaneer, a swoop, or any of that a boat. It's always a ship. So they changed it in the re-release. Interesting fact. All right, so let's grab our columns here. We're just gonna pop that in. All right, so that's got one of our masks already in. I think I'm gonna move that though. That just does not look right that close to the front. It'd be right. Well, actually, the sails would be closer to the front of the ship anyway. It wouldn't be in the back. It wouldn't make sense. So we'll put that one there. We may put another one right up in here somewhere. All right, but anyway, I digress. So I think right about here is where we're going to start curving in the front of it. What do you think? I think I should go that one more, or that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that would be 9, and then the curve in. Yeah. 9 and then the curve in. So yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Then we can just extend these up here, like so. Go ahead and put in. Luckily, we don't have to do a lot of them. So, no. Come on. Nope. Wait, trying to click on that one. Click on this one. Thank you. You're awesome. Yeah, that looks good. Doing filling that little hole right there. And see, depending on where you build your ship at, would it's going to make a huge difference on things. Thinking, let's leave these points right here. See how that turns. Yeah, that looks suitable. Looks very good. We'll just go in here at our my nose. That definitely looks good. And we'll get our, of course, we still got to finish up the front of it here. So we're going to go ahead and add a window. Front there. Then we'll put our bevels in. Make sure I get the right one. Yeah, you got the right one. All right. Whoops. Want to make sure we have that smooth wood on the visible side. I mean, it's not going to be that visible, but let's see. Could we put a door in there? Yeah. See. Now the door will. Cause this side look got deeper water, so when we add that door, it actually looks right. I like that. Good deal. And go ahead and add rendo wall number 1. Go. And we'll use that. Excuse me. Use that to make sure our ceilings are lined up correctly. That is saying no foundation support. So we're going to give it foundation support. But now, if you're not worried about going inside the boat or anything, you can just pop in a triangle foundation in here. Do this. Pop that in, and then just put a triangle in. Probably what we're gonna do. Right there. And now it'll have foundations. So for a sideways build that you're going to be covering up a lot of it anyway, you can do that. That way it brings the support all the way to the front. Where if you wanted to do something a little different, if we wanted to go all the way to a point, we could. Which I think we might. I think all the way to a point, because this could be hidden in the sand anyway. So that would look pretty good. Yeah, kind of like that right there. Bring this on out like that. Yep. So go where I want it. Thank you. There we go. Go ahead and finish this. But trust me, no matter how good you build something, somebody's going to find something about it that, in their opinion, doesn't look good. And sometimes people would point out stuff like, hey, why didn't you do this? I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I've had to change stuff. Or I chose to change it. I didn't have to. You don't have to build like anybody says. It's your build. There we go. Then we'll put our funky stairs in again. Like that right there. Then we can start getting our railings put in. Now, one thing to remember though, even if you can't, even when you do build sideways, the structures they will pivot. But stuff like your barrels, your decoration items and tables and stuff, they won't. So if you want them flipped, it's a lot harder. It can be done though, but it is a lot harder. It's not just as simple as putting a foundation down sideways and sticking a table on it. Let's go back to daytime. Oh, 6 o'clock. Let there be light, and there was light. All right, so we've got that done. We're going to move our masts back just because they don't look right. I'm going to set them. Theoretically, they should go right there. What? Same. Let's go one forward on the back one. Right there. I think that looks good. Go ahead and get Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Sorry, I have the Pirates of the Caribbean stuck in my head now. Sorry. I apologize. Let's see, typically I would use one panel flags to make the sails with, but we don't have, they won't snap to them like they're supposed to, so we're just going to do it that way. But we are going to go ahead and so those columns have gotten out far enough they no longer have a foundation support, which is fine. Completely fine. So we're just going to leave it like that. And that doesn't look that bad. And make sure to let me know what you think. If you think it's good, crap, bad, whatever. I'm a big girl. I can take it. All right, now let's get us a good view. How far up we got to go here? So there is our ship, laying sideways in the water like it's been scuttled or just drifted out through there. You know, maybe a hurricane come in and pushed it into the inland and it hit sand and flipped over. And they just left it. All right, but we're going to go ahead and start adding some color here. Where is my spray gun? And I'm thinking a nice red with yellow trim. Let's see what that looks like. Make sure I'm low enough down. And of course, if it was one of my a build for me, I'd probably have done it all black just because. But I think the red definitely shows up a lot better. But now, whenever you're painting, remember it's all about the details when you're painting. I mean, you can just spray any color, like one color on it, and go and go, "Hey, look, I painted it." You can do that with a model car too, and it still looks bad. So if you're going to be painting, always take into the little details. That's what makes something look better than somebody. You can have two people build exactly the same thing, but depending on how you paint it, can change the look of it completely. We're going to go ahead and get our red on here. Get the bottom of it painted. A bit too far away there. See, by turning those into blocks, that fills that in right there. So it actually, there was one we didn't get. There we go. So yeah, that looks good right there. Go ahead and get the upper deck here. Which color is it? It's going to be that one. 3, oh, 4, oh, 5. There we go. Okay, so it's 6. Let me go ahead and turn off all those others. Goes down through there. We'll have to remember to put a door on that one. Put it under here. Looking good. Get that wall. And also remember, every time you put your gun up and take it back out, it resets the area. So you have to go back through and redo all of them. So, wonder what name we can give to this half sunken boat here. I'm thinking the red herring. That'd just be funny. Because you got an entire half sunken pirate ship halfway in the water. Push that back. Pop those right there. Deal. Right, and then we can do the railings. So you've got the gotta do the bottom of these. Go right over here and do this one. Now, if you notice the stairs right here, see how you got all of that area right there? So what you can do, if you don't like the way that looks, you can do, take a ceiling tile or a sloped roof and pop it in under it and then paint it if you can get to it. And to go from the edge, but it's harder. There we go. Do that, and it just fills in your stairs so you can't see through the stairs. If you don't want to turn them to ramps and still have that little structured look, just leave that right there. That, and it makes your stairs a little bit more unique, which is always a good thing. There we go. Right now we're going to fill up a paint gun with some, let's go with just regular yellow. Olive would probably look better, but I tend to save olive when I want to do gold look, especially on metal. So let's just go standard old yellow. Got which one it is. There we go. It gives us a nice red and yellow contrast. Going around here. Good. Now let's finish the one on the front. Other one? Yeah, right there. There we go. I thought that's what was fixing to happen. That is a bright yellow. Easy to fix. Here. I think it's 6. I think. Yeah, it is. Good deal. Now we can pick back up where we left off. Okay, that's got all of our railings painted. That's good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to a mud color. Mud. Let me go ahead and grab another paint can. That way if I mess up, I can just switch can. Okay, a few paint cans. Because I'm probably going to mess up a lot. Alright, and then we're going to, let's find our mud. That one. No, that's brown. There's mud. Alright, and what we want to do, of course, first thing we're going to do is turn off that area 1 because we know that area 1 is the wall. So we're going to select area 2 and I'm going to test spray. Nope. Area 3. Test spray. Nope. Area 4. Nope. Probably going to be 5. Yep, it's going to be area 5. So we're going to turn off 2, 3, and 4. Now, if you've never used the paint can before, if you have your paint gun out and you hold down L2, like you're trying to aim, it flips your gun up. Your D-pad then becomes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So left is 1, up is 2, 3, and 4. And then to get 5 and 6, you would hold down L1 also. And then square and triangle become 5 and 6. So you can change them back and forth. So we definitely want only area 5. And what we're doing is we're just adding a little bit of texture to the wood to kind of smooth it out. And that also that darker wood or mud color adds a nice little contrast. Of course, that's just for regular walls for area 5. For the windows, it's going to be a different area. We'll get that in just a moment. There we go. That's looking good. Now, I notice if you see this wood right here for the edge of the ceiling, don't worry. There is a way to fix that. You just have to select that side of that area of the triangle and paint it the same color as the ceiling, and it'll all blend in. I just haven't done it yet. And right now we're doing just the walls. That way we don't have to keep constantly changing areas. So, get it? Yeah, I got that right there. All right. Now we're going to select the window, and we're going to figure out which one that one is. 2, no, 3. All right, it's area 3. Now you can always take a paintbrush and slap the wall, and it'll bring up a different menu where you can select each area and figure it out. Here, good deal. All right, starting to come together. Had to get me a drink, sorry. So that's starting to get all of our wood, darkened up a little bit. Right, and we're going to go over here. And let's see. This one's probably going to be 5. Is it? Yes. Deal. It moves that wood out a little bit. Of course, this one we got to do because we kind of painted it all yellow. All right. Right now, for this, we're going to put our gun up, bring it back out, reset it. We're going to paint our poles. Go. And then we gotta decide, are we gonna, the little extra pieces of wood, are we gonna paint them the same color? We're gonna paint them a different color. Well, I'm gonna paint them a different color just to add a little contrast. Because everything being painted the exact same color, well, then it just looks black. And you definitely don't want black. So, get that one? Got it. So if we was gonna paint, we could actually go and paint it yellow. Make it look like rigging, maybe. See how that looks. That one, is it 3? Oh, 4? Oh, 5. It is 5. So it's gonna be 5 and 6. So let's just see how that looks. Is it just 5? See. That just does not look good. Don't like it. Okay, so grab another spray gun. Pop it down, and let's just grab brown. Got some brown loaded up. Off 1. Let's hit 5. Okay, see, now that looks good. It's just a little bit lighter, but it's enough to add just a little bit of distinction to it. So I like that. Whenever you're painting, it's all about what you want. As far as the painting, how you want it to look. Trust me, I have seen some paint jobs before that I didn't like them, but it wasn't for me. It was for the person that built it. I've even had to do paint jobs for people that I wouldn't have in 100 years, but they liked it, and that's what matters. There we go. That I think now that looks good. Red and yellow, which is kind of it is actually a lot of red chips. I don't know why. I guess red was cheap paint or something, but red and yellow was very common during certain eras. So there you go. A sideways built pirate ship. Oh, we've still got to put that door in, though. Definitely don't want to forget that door. There we go. And we'll go ahead and give it a spritz of red. And then some mud. There we go. That door is in. So, I mean, I think we can call that done. I think we might want to go ahead. We'll put in the windows here just to keep somebody from accidentally falling in and getting stuck. Because if you fall in, there is no way out of that. That is a death trap. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to the stone section and grab the windows out of there, which we might replace that door we just put into. I think that would look a lot better. Doing some reinforced door windows. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks good. And then pick up the red, paint just the wood. That definitely was not just the wood. Let's pick that up. And you can use soap to get rid of paint. That is always an option. Or you can left it like that. Let's pick up some red. I want to find out which areas are going to be. We know area 1 is not it, right? Let's see. Nope, that's not area 2. What about area 3? Area 3 is the bolts. Nope. Nope. So it's going to be area 5. All right. So we'll select our paint gun. Turn off area 1. Pick up 5. And spray the window. Here we go. We definitely don't want this bright, shiny metal. I mean, this ship was supposed to have been sitting here for a while, right? So let's see if we can kind of make it look kind of more distressed. This bright, shiny metal means the ship just sunk and there's not even no sails on it. That makes no sense. We're going to do that and we're going to pick up, um, we could use some slate. Let's see what that looks like, all right? And the slate will darken that metal up real nice. That would be legit. Yeah, I like that. So if we did like that, darken that up. We do that and leave the rivets a little bit shinier because maybe they're made out of a different metal. So yeah, that looks good. So what was it? Every area, but we definitely turn off 5 and turn off 3. Okay. So let's get the spray gun. And we're gonna drop some slate off in that. There we go. Right. Right. So we've got 1 on, which we wanted. Turn on 3 or 2. We're gonna leave 3 off. We're gonna turn on 4. And we're gonna leave 5 off. See, that takes that bright shine off of it. And you can also paint it, anytime you have metal, you can paint it any color and it'll knock some of the shine off of it. That way the sun's just not beating you in the eyes with it. There we go. Now they look like, what they say, look like proper hatches. Right, but we're going to also get rid of this flimsy little door here. We're going to replace that with a reinforced door. Like that right there. Now that's a door. Right, and we're just going to go, we're going to try and do the, what is it, dun dun, there. There we go. Okay. So let's gauge region. Gauge region. And 4. Right? Oh yeah, that works perfect. Right, and then we'll turn this off and do region 5. Region 6 maybe? Okay. So maybe region 4 is that one. Nope, that wasn't it. Right. Okay. When was it? Okay, that's that. So we need the red back. So this is the whole door not get painted? Okay, that's that. So now we can put our slate back on and fix whatever it was. I think 3 had some of the boards tied to it. Let's fix that. All right. That looks good. Looks good. Now, I wish we could turn tables sideways and turn furniture sideways easily. If we could, then we could actually, have guns on the ship or things. But usually, what I'll do is I'll just take and scatter them in the water, scatter some crates around the front of it, like it. But that's got your ship, and as you can see, I mean, scale wise, it's about right, especially for art. But now we have a completely sideways sunken pirate ship. So it looks like that it was coming down the channel, going out to sea, or might have been coming in from sea, and they misjudged the curve of the sand, and it hit it, and it just slowly tipped over and pushed into the sandbar. That way, it's completely 90 degrees. Like I said, you can do tons of stuff. Once you get a foundation in the ground sideways, it opens up the possibility for a lot of different builds. Uh, Water wheels, Ferris wheels. Uh, I've seen entire huge bases built sideways so that it just confused somebody. But there you go. I hope everybody enjoyed that little tutorial there on how to do that. It's always a treat to see something like that. Like I said, I play on Atricia for PvE. Now, if I PvP, I play on When Worlds Collide. If they're a PvP server, I do builds for them as well over there. But I build it, and then I have a friend Kitty who converts it over to PvP because my builds would get you killed. I build for aesthetics. But all right, so now that we've got that built, if anyone has any questions on that or suggestions for that build, the floor is open for discussion. Go ahead and we'll go ahead and put in a few crates and stuff just to add some cargo. What else could we use? Of course, there's not a lot of stuff you can build with in regular. Now, in primitive, sorry, in primitive, there's a ton of stuff. I put some landmines in, wound up blowing myself up. That would just be freaking hilarious. Re-fertilizer. You can definitely put a canoe in. Canoe could be the lifeboats. There's just not a lot of stuff you can use for debris. And I don't want to put too much out of the way down because the more stuff you have down, the more stuff lags. So you definitely don't want that. Definitely put some fish trap. That should be. But whoop, too fast. Throw some boxes out here. Like that. Looks good. I'll put one or two back here in the water. Kind of randomly throw them down. And, of course, fish traps are always good, so we could throw one or two. There's a one right up there. Or two. I meant to do one. That one up. There we go. We'll come back. We'll throw one right up under here. There we go. Looks good. Now we definitely need some what am I thinking of? Somebody help me, what am I thinking of? Tenants. Yes. It'll be on the turret, so isn't it? I can never find them things. There they are. It goes down. It's got to be placed on the floor. See what I'm saying, that they won't turn? Like, we can put it there, but that would look really, really weird. That won't work. So we can put that. So we're just going to leave it at that. Good deal. So there is our scuttled pirate ship galley. Of course, arc-sized. There's some spilled over cargo. Of course, the sails got torn up in the hurricane. They didn't know where they was going. They got turned around. Probably got pushed in here backwards. Hit the sand. Hit the sandbar. Of course, slope of the sandbar, slope of the ship. It just rolled it over on its side, and that's where she stays today. And her name is the Red Herring, which is hilarious. All right. I hope everybody's enjoying the stream. Going, if y'all want, I can go ahead and start building the teleport pad or whatever y'all think. It would be nice to get out of the little thatch hut that I had to build here to keep myself safe. But that does mean, see, I've got these boats parked over here. Now this is a good safe area if you're looking for a place to have a little boat dock, because the water's deep enough for the boats to get in. But as you can see, this edge right here, that goes off into deep water. Well, sharks, mosasaurus, things like that can't get into this area. See, right there's the edge of the water. That's deep water. There's sharks and everything out there. But up here is safe. They can't get up in here. And it's this way for this whole little chain of islands right here. But alrighty. Actually, I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to call it right there for the night. If you're in our Discord for Tricia, definitely let me know what you thought about the stream. If you liked it, things you might like to see me try to build, things like that, I'll definitely can add those to my list. And I can actually start streaming it a lot more often. I usually only stream Arc when someone asks, how I built something and want me to show it. I'll come in, I'll do a live stream and show how I build it and everything. So if you want to know how to build something, let me know and I will live stream and show it. But until then, I hope everybody had a great night. Definitely appreciated everybody and had fun. Don't forget to check out Atricia on their cluster is an awesome cluster. They also have a Discord. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me for art builds is through the Atricia Discord. So don't hesitate to drop a DM over there and check out their environment and check out their things, see how it's going. But until later, everybody have a great night. Don't forget, don't chase rabbits. You might slip in the mud. And if you know my YouTube channel, that makes complete sense because it's called White Hair Investigations. So don't chase rabbits. But until later, everybody have a great night and bye bye.